and it was either 2 or 3. I can't quite remember. More of kind of like a cameo type role, but it would have helped my career and propel it forward. And there was another movie called Tigerland, which is a movie that Colin Farrell was the movie that debuted Colin Farrell and really catapulted his career forward. But there's a producer who I'm not going to name him by name, just because. But there were some advancements that were made. But it's weird, you know. See, Hollywood's weird. It's not like someone comes up and basically, you know, says, "Hey, you know, come with me. You know, do you want to be gay or do you want to do this?" You know, it's more of a, you know, it's very similar to the whole Masonic thing, the handshakes, insignias, signs. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, if you meet a woman, you're single, and you know you're attracted to her. Well, a woman will show you through advancements, through her mannerisms, that she's interested. Well, they do the same thing. So that's happened time after time, and, you know, I just kind of pretty much always acted green to it, like, hey, you know, I don't know what this is about, or, you know, and I wouldn't play on it, you know. So I think because of that, sure, there were a lot of roles, you know, that passed me by, and people knew that I wasn't really kissy. It's another thing that you had to do, but again, I've been outside of the acting career for 4 years. I've been out of it for 4 years now, and I just thank the Most High for that. It got tough because it's a new Hollywood now. Reality TV has really taken over. So I had to make a decision to go into a different line of business, and I did that 4 years ago. And since then, I've been on the right track. Found GOCC, found Elder Recall, speaking online, knew it was the truth, and that's why I never looked back.
Well, it's funny how you mentioned the Matrix. You know, I know there was I just found this out recently that the actual creator of Matrix and the Terminator was a young lady, you know, African American lady, you know, which we all know from the tribe of Judah. Actually, is the creator of, you know, the Terminator, the Matrix, and I guess I forgot, it was some brothers, I forgot their names, that
the Wachowski brothers.
The Wachowski brothers, I believe, they took credit for the Matrix, but really, you know, it was and I believe she won a lawsuit. I think it was like $0.2 billion. It was like a landmark lawsuit. Yeah, so that's, you know, that's at least some justice was done. And it's funny when we mentioned the Matrix, because I remember watching the Matrix. I'm a big fan of the first Matrix. The second Matrix, I like. The third, not so much. But you know, I was like, wow, this movie has a lot of spirituality to it. And my understanding that when the Terminator, and what I read was, in the Matrix was supposed to be one movie, or the Matrix supposed to be the part 2 of Terminator, and I believe John Connor supposed to have been Neo to some degree, the Chosen. You know, and it's funny thinking back. It's like, okay, I could see how you could move those two movies together, but the Matrix had a lot of innuendos in regards of Christ, Neo being the chosen one, the promise to save the world. You also have forgot the character's name that betrayed Neo and wanted to go back to the Matrix, and which of course we all know represents Judas, who betrayed Christ. I mean, watching that movie was you know, very you know, it was like, wow. So now finding that out, that it was a sister that was inspired by, you know, the Most High and spirituality, it makes perfect sense. 2 questions. Do you see that a lot? Do you hear that a lot of people, you know, getting their material stolen and other people taking credit, and that goes on a lot? Do people have to be very, very protective of the street?
Yeah.
And, okay.
Happens all the time. I've been a victim to it. It happens all the time.
So you yourself been a victim to it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay?
Yeah, because now I'm in the director's chair, so to speak, and dealing with productions of my own. But now it's about getting out the truth. Okay. But yeah, definitely. I co-created a reality show that was stolen. It was called Closure. We shopped it around, my partner and I. And here's the funny thing: we were pretty knowledgeable about the industry. Went to the Writers Guild Association, which is kind of akin to copywriting your materials for a song. Okay. You go to the Writers Guild, you place your treatment or script there, and that is what protects you. But all in all, when dealing with major networks in Hollywood, and you're wanting to make a living, if your materials are stolen, there really isn't much that you can do. I mean, you can try to go ahead and sue in different things, but you have to go through so much in order for that to happen, and you have to really know what you're talking about and what you're doing. And I was a little younger. I wasn't as keen on laws and different things, bylaws back then. But in hindsight, hindsight is 20/20. But it's fine because the Most High was able to bless in another fashion. But yeah, to answer your question in a nutshell, yes, all the time, every day.
Okay.
The industry is set up not to allow anyone new in. That's how it's set up. So your materials can come in, and a lot of times if you have something great and you're new, they'll pay you off for your materials and allow for someone else to take the credit and pay you off. That's what it is. It's the private club, if you will.
Yeah, and it's really not the creativity of new people coming in. It's just basically the resources, and I think a lot of it is you gotta have the money, and you gotta know the right people, and it's very difficult to come in. So have you hear any has there been any stories that you have heard on someone selling their soul, if you will, in regards of, a fresh new face, come in and they want to change the world, and they got these morals. I remember seeing that the manifestation with Beyonce. I remember Beyonce had her Christian roots, and I remember when she was young, she was saying there's certain things I will not wear because of my Christian. And I remember she made a statement at one point, and she got some flack for it. And now it's a different Beyonce.
And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was going to be my coming out night for the BET Awards.
Right. A different Beyonce. So have you seen that manifestation of someone coming in and literally just giving up any form of morality to make it?
Yeah, all the time, actually. Matter of fact, it happens more so than we know. It's just a lot of those individuals. Here's the crazy thing. You have a lot of these individuals that are selling their souls to Satan knowingly and never establish a renowned career, and you never see them. So it's interesting that a lot of people think, okay, let me, I can sell my soul to Satan, and I'm going to have this great, elaborate, illustrious career. I'm going to be extremely wealthy. No, it actually doesn't always work like that. What it is if you decide to do that, you're given open doors and opportunities are more readily accessed than the average man. You understand how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, you follow? Okay,
yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, it does happen all the time, knowingly and unknowingly, meaning you have some individuals that actually know exactly what they're doing.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
You know, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
How it came about being a lyricist is weird, because I started out technically, like I used to write all the time, you know, before I started going into the Rain Man thing, you know.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with you know, with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see. A world we can't see. A world we can't see.
And then you have others that are, you know, pretty much selling their souls through their actions. As far as what I mean by through their actions, just meaning some just because they are beginning to compromise.
Okay.
And of course, we know that sears your you know, your integrity and different things. So before you know it, again, a lot of parties, a lot of Hollywood parties, just because. Look, what I've discovered is all we are just older children. It's no different than a high school, you know, foyer yard or out on the yard in high school, and peer pressure and coercion. It's amazing to me how many times I've seen at these parties people pick up drugs that, you know, hey, maybe, you know, when I was younger, our thing was, hey, okay, we're not going to go with anything stronger than alcohol and marijuana. You know, that was our deal. But then you go out and you see guys start getting into powder and cocaine and different things, and ecstasy, and then before you know it, shortly thereafter, they're totally out of their minds, and now they come back and they've been taken advantage of, and now they're bisexual. So I could go on and on about that, but yeah.
Yeah. So you're telling me that people do compromise their morality and go out and sell their soul.
Yeah.
And don't make it all the time. So in other words, they sell their soul for cheap because they're still struggling, try to make it, and they have compromised their morality, and they're still what you would call B actor or unknown, so to speak,
right.
or you know, so that, you know, that's amazing. Also, there's always been rumors that, you know, in regards, and I have seen this and this, you know, seen some videos of some documentaries.